Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day, and above all else, that you're indeed looking after yourselves and one another. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome back to the channel in Technicolor, Mr. Bill Schuster. How's it going, Bill?
Very well, Armando. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your screens. There's nothing wrong with your color situation on your screens. Bill's got a blue beard. Okay, when you
What?
do.
I would?
Yeah, there you go.
Stacy, why didn't you tell me? Okay, we're gonna have to talk about this. All
There you
right,
go.
no.
There you go. There you go. He,
I was feeling blue being absent from the channel for so long.
that's right. That's right. Well, I'm glad you're back. We are glad you're back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to Tripping Through the 70s. Bill and I have put together a list of our top hits of the 70s. We've each picked five tracks plus two honorable mentions from 1970 to 1979. And we're going to take the next few episodes, 10 in fact, not all today, but we are going to go through these hits. And well, I know when I picked my list, it brought back some memories for me, and I'm sure it did for Bill.
Oh
And we
yeah.
hope that listening to this list, it brings back some wonderful memories for you. So, just a quick question, Bill. Was it easy for you to do this list, or did you have to whittle it down a little bit?
Some years were fairly easy, others were a bit more painful. So I could tell where my sweet spots were growing up. I was born in '68, so by the time I get into the late '70s, early '80s, that's when I was really getting into music on my own. So those years, there were a lot more contenders to weed through.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, no, no. I mean, for me, picking these were interesting because I tried to when I did my list, I tried to stay away from the what people, what you call the standards, like what people would expect you to pick. So this list for me is quite eclectic. So, all right. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going through years 1970 to 1979. In episode one, because my mama brought me up, right? Bill's going to go first. So, what's your first pick for 1970?
All right, thank you, sir. This is a two-hit wonder, actually, but this is their first hit 5 years before their second. This is Sugarloaf, Green Eyed Lady. Do 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 do. Wow wow. Yeah, Green Eyed Lady, lovely lady. Yeah. That's one of those people that have heard all rock and pop stations over the years probably know the song. They may not know who did the song. But yeah, this knocked out a lot of big popular contenders here. This is just an awesome, catchy song, and it. One thing I did with this, I tried to avoid album versions, full length versions, which is why certain songs don't appear on my list because
Mhm.
some of the single versions are abominations that never need to be heard again.
Yeah.
Like, say, Blinded by the Light by Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Roundabout by Yes. I don't need those single versions, so I left those songs off purposely. But actually, the Green Eyed Lady single version, while not as good as the album version, is still pretty fine. So I'm cool with it. So
Okay.
that's my number five, Sugarloaf, Green Eyed Lady.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about that one. But you know what? I did the opposite of what you did. I picked from whatever singles I picked the album versions. I love the long versions. I don't get, I love the original version. Some songs should not be edited for radio. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work that way. My number five for 1970 is Here Comes the Canadian Contingent, American Woman from the Guess Who. Now, you know, number one hit, for them, for RCA, big, massive hit. What I like about this song is it starts off with that bluesy acoustic intro, you know, and you've got, Burton coming so close up to the mic, right? He's like, practically whispering into the mic that he's that close, right? And it's just and whew, sweet Jesus, I needed a joint hearing that one. But I mean, and you can just picture him in the studio, and you can picture Randy Bachman just doing that acoustic section, right? Beautiful, amazing. Um, Lenny Kravitz, all right, did an all right version to it, but you know what? The original is the best. I'm sorry. So that's my first American Woman from the Guess Who. My number five. Sorry.
Nice. And that is one of those that the single version does appear to be different from the album version because the version that I remember as a kid was from the first Best of the Guess Who album, and that was minus the acoustic intro.
Oh, okay. Because my version of the okay, yeah, my
It went
greatest
right into
hits.
the dum dum doo 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 doo. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, 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 no. That's fine. My version on my greatest hits, it's the blue cover. It's a double disc, and no, I'll put it on the screen. But it has the acoustic intro, right? And how he sort of spells out, I say Eddie, I say, but like the way he does it, they're just slow, but very sort of there's a lot of sex in it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of sex in the presentation and the way he does it, so it's fantastic. All right, no, no,
Great song either way.
yeah, yeah. What's your next one? Number four?
All right, my number four. This one's kind of timely because it's kind of ahead of its time. If that makes any sense, it might when I tell you what it is. It's Lola by the Kinks. Um, there's a lots of folks out there right now in our world that are being extremely bigoted towards some of the folks that Ray Davies was singing about in this song,
Hmm.
and it's a damn shame. But Ray was well ahead of his time 55 years ago, being accepting and inclusive with this song, and I think that's pretty awesome. One of the many things I love about Ray and the Kinks, but yeah, that's still very relevant today. It's some of the language in that song might be considered a little crude by today's standards,
Yeah,
but Ray's heart was absolutely in the right place. He was just simply, as I said, accepting of
yeah,
people's differences. And that's awesome. Not to mention, it's just an absolutely catchy song. My wife, Stacy, she tried to talk me into getting it off the list and picking a different one. She said she loves the message, but it's too repetitive. I think that repetition of the chorus, the la 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 la, la, that's part of what makes it stick in people's heads.
yeah,
Apparently, I believe it was Ray himself that had said his young daughter at the time was actually singing the la 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 la, la before the song was released. So that told him it was pretty catchy and going to be a hit. So that was
yeah,
kind of cool.
yeah, yeah,
And of course, we can't neglect to mention the Coca-Cola cherry cola
yeah.
controversy. To me, it will always taste just like Coca-Cola. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, no, definite,
Wait,
definite. Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good one. Um, I thought it was a later track. I thought it was. I remember seeing the Kinks on Saturday Night Live doing Lola, and I thought, and that was like this was like 77, 76, 77. So I thought it was a later track, right? I didn't know it was released in 70, but it's a good track. It's a
might have
good
been
one.
one of those that Lauren Michaels said, "Hey, you got to play one of your hits here." And yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, true enough, true enough. All right, my number four is from Badfinger. Come and get it. Um, you know, catchy chorus, written by Paul McCartney for Badfinger. Just a really good. I mean, and you know what we talked about. I've talked about this on another show with progressive rock. Some albums or songs don't have to have, in terms of progressive rock, they don't have to have like a deep meaning. They don't have to have like, intricate time signatures or, bathed in mellotron or whatever, right? Well, in my opinion, a good pop song is a good pop song. A catchy hook is a catchy hook. And for me, Come and Get It from Badfinger was a good pop song. It had a really infectious hook to it. So that's, that's why I picked it. I think it's a great song. And again, it had the hook, you know, and it was a big hit for them. So number four for me is Come and Get It, Badfinger.
Very nice. Thank you, Sir Paul McCartney, for that one also.
Very much. Very much.
But they obviously proved they were quite capable of writing songs on their own after that one.
Exactly. Well, and sure enough, true enough. Every little bit helps, though. I take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul McCartney's going to say, "Here, you want this? Okay." Yeah.
There you go. All
All
right.
right.
Your
Good
next one?
pick. My next one brings in the horn section. This is 25 or 6 to 4 by Chicago. Yeah, man. I could pick any number of early Chicago songs. This is one of those that might be kind of obvious because this is the song that people probably think of when they think of the classic early Chicago lineup.
Yeah.
But it's such a badass song. It never gets old. Terry Kath just wails on the guitar on this song too. Just
Yeah.
wow, yeah. This is just a killer, rocking, brassy track. And to this day, my wife Stacy, she's been on the channel before. We mention her frequently enough.
Of course.
She, when she was about 13, uh, her band went down to Disney World, and they were playing Chicago at Disney World. So anytime this comes on, I tease her about her. Hey,
Yeah.
you remember that one time when you
Yeah.
went to Disney and played Chicago? Yeah,
Yeah. And the original is the best.
yeah,
I'm
absolutely. Oh
sorry.
yeah, the remake was pretty unnecessary. I forgot all about it until you just mentioned it. In
I know.
fact,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whew. Okay. No, that's a good one. My number three, there's going to be some crossover here. Lola from the Kinks. Again, for all we mentioned before, fantastic song, very catchy hook. It had the hit factor to it. And again, I remember seeing this on SNL in '77 and thinking it was a recent track, a new track. So, but what does a 7-year-old know, right? In terms of music. But yeah, no, infectious, catchy, earworm, big time. So Lola from Kinks, number three. Go ahead. Your next one?
yes. All right, this is one of those that I almost left it off just because it's too obvious. But uh, unless we continue well enough that we go back and do the '60s, this is the only time this band's going to be able to appear on the list.
Mm,
It's the Beatles with "Let It Be."
okay.
The Beatles are in my DNA. I've stated many times, they are a part of our whole family. They're very important to our family history. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an anthem. This it's simple but really effective, a powerful song. Uh, One of the biggest anthems that Paul McCartney ever created. Uh, Still stands to this day. It's not one of my favorite Beatles songs necessarily,
Hmm.
but I do love it, and I can't deny its legendary status. And frankly, I almost put it at number one, but there was a surprising choice that even surprised me that went to number one
Hmm.
instead. We'll get there. So the Beatles, Let It Be, number two.
Okay. Cool. My number two is Eric Burden and More Spill the Wine. Funk Orama. I'm sorry. Even like the spoken word on the verses, I think it's just a good fun song. I mean, like you're sitting there listening to it and you're tapping, you're bopping your head. It's like, and then the chorus comes in like, holy shit. I'm like, you know, that song gives you rhythm. If you got no rhythm, well, white people usually don't have any rhythm, but when you got rhythm, if you don't have it, this song will give you rhythm. I'm sorry, when you're listening to it, especially in the choruses, it's just so infectious, right? So yeah, it's a fun song, and it's still played on classic rock radio today. So Yeah, Spill the Wine, Eric Burden, and War, my number two.
Nice. And yeah, and War, once they split up with Eric Burden, went on to make a number of great albums after that. They
Mm,
continue to be a killer band.
yeah,
Who knows? They may show up later. Maybe not. Hard to
who
say.
knows?
Only the shadow knows. All right. The number one, the one that's even surprised me that I probably wouldn't have even guessed it would be among any of the songs of this episode. Why do birds suddenly appear? That's right, folks. It's They Long to Be Close to You by the Carpenters. And thank you, Burt Bacharach.
Thank you,
Yeah.
John Carpenter. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh, that's the thing. This is one of those pure pop gems you were talking about. It's just simple, but
Oh,
man, Richard Carpenter's arrangements of this song, and yeah, Karen's voice is just angelic on this. It gives me chills listening to it, and just this pure joy of being alive.
yeah,
It has magic.
yeah. Yeah, her voice to me, sweet Jesus,
Yeah,
no.
gone too soon. She wow.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I had the original brown cover, the greatest hits from '73 on CD. I still have it somewhere in the basement in boxes. And I at one point bought there was a box set of all the Carpenter's albums, and I bought it for like 150 bucks. I had to sell it because I needed, it was down, it was low on money, but ooh, her vocal ability, just amazing, amazing. All right, my number one for 1970, The Beatles, A Long and Winding Road. Beautiful ballad, emotional vocal delivery by Paul McCartney. It almost sounds like he's crying doing doing the vocal delivery, and it's gorgeous. Strings and whether it was Phil Spector putting that in, when he took over the project, I don't know, but you know what? It works. And again, you can't knock a good song, and that is a fantastic song. So, yeah, the Beatles, The Long and Winding Road, uh, my number one. Now we have two honorable mentions, ladies and gentlemen. Bill's going to give his number, his first one.
My first one was actually one you've already mentioned. American Woman by the Guess Who.
Good one.
Yeah, I also considered another Guess Who song, but this one uh, is maybe more anthemic, more it's kind of their big song. There are other
Yeah,
Guess Who songs I prefer, but it's still timeless.
yeah,
And
we, yeah,
and very timely again today with considering that Burton was talking about Canada and their unruly southern neighbor, and I'll just leave it at that.
yeah. Whatever could you mean there, Bill?
I don't
Okay,
know.
okay, all right. No, good one. Yeah. I even love these eyes. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
whoo, ugh. I'm getting a chill, not because it's cold in the house, but all right, okay. That's a good one. My first honorable mention is Sly and the Family Stone. Thank you for letting me be myself again. I just like the funk of it. Just like, I mean, Sly was a lot of things. He was temperamental. He was, uh, you know, difficult to work with. He had his, eccentricities, but you know what? A good funk song is a good funk song. And just that slap into the bass, Larry Graham. Mm, mm, yeah. Make you want to slap your mama. Swear to God. Listening to this, I love the funk on this. Um, yeah. Thank you for letting me be myself again from Sign the Family Stone.
Yes.
Whew.
I
All right.
was I love the phonetic spelling of the title too.
Yeah, yeah,
That was very influential on a whole lot of later artists that kind of carried on that tradition.
yeah. Myself is spelled Miceelf. Myself. So I mean, that's again Agin. So I mean, it's like, okay, all right, there you go, there you go. All right, your last one.
My second honorable mention is "Make It With You" by Bread.
I was gonna
Um,
pick that. Okay.
Soft rock favorites. Yeah, this was their first big hit, and I still love it today. I mean, I could sing along with that whole Best of Bread album with all the early hits, but this was the one that really
Yeah,
made them go boom, and they were really big for a few years there in the early
yeah,
70s.
yeah,
Yeah, just a lovely, beautiful love song. Just
yeah.
yeah,
You know what?
simple and
Sometimes,
sincere. David Gates was he wrote very heartfelt songs,
yeah,
and that's why they succeeded.
yeah, yeah. They made Electra a lot of money.
Mhm.
Damn right they did. Okay. Uh, Fantastic. My last honorable mention is All Right Now from Free. And some people are going to think, well, why isn't that in the list? Well, as part of your top five. You know what? Um, it's just, you like what you like. And uh, I just realized that Paul Rogers on this does a really soulful vocal on it, you know. Um, with the raspy delivery and just the real powerful punch in his voice. I just think it's a fantastic track. And it's the vocal that makes it, right? To me, it's the vocal that carries the track. So, yeah, that's my last honorable mention for 1970. All right now from Free. Yeah, I mean, and there's a video of them doing it live on I think it was one of the festivals in England. And I don't want to say Isle of Wight, but could have been. But yeah, no, it was just a catchy track, and it's one of the biggest hits, I think. So
That's definitely a classic rock staple.
yeah, and yeah, it's still played on classic rock radio today, K97. Yeah, if it's not played at least once a day or once every couple of days, I'd be surprised. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, tripping through the 70s. Our top five hits and two honorable mentions of 1970. Uh, this is going to be a fun episode because looking through the list, it's not what you're gonna expect. So it's gonna be fun for me anyway. So for Bill Schuster, I'm Armando Venditti signing off for now. Please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content I've got coming up. And again, put down in the comments below your picks for 1970. I just forgot to mention that. I mean, we are not music experts at all, by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. I mean, we might like color tinting, but we don't. I mean, we're not experts. I was gonna say fans. We're not experts on.
Obviously, fans.
Yes, we are not music experts. So again, please put down in the comments below your top five, top two, top 10, couple of honorable mentions, or even more than that. We'd like to get an open dialogue going on this, right? So again, please look after yourselves and one another. And for Bill Schuster, I'm Armando Venditti signing off. We will see you in Tripping Through the 70s for 1971. Bye for now.